Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the Meltdown. Been an interesting day out there, lots of activity. Question is, are you on the right side of the trade or are you on the wrong side of the trade? Now, I can tell you that from the high in silver, we've pulled back about 1%. Looking at the Dow Jones, the market's back around 150 points, still not to 16,000, but it will be. The gold to silver ratio under 62. There is a bullish sentiment at these levels that you'll see a breakout. The problem, the truth of the matter is that markets are cyclical and there's heavy interest that's involved in what's going on out there. Long positions can be short positions in a matter of a trading day. And one of the things that Michael was looking up right after we did the show is that waffling position that JP Morgan constantly maintains from their long position in gold to a short position in silver. And it is always in the best interest of paper traders to misdirect and make as much as they possibly can. You can't ever really trust the people in the know because they're going to put out information to get you to make a decision to do something. Now, I'm telling you, based on the remarks that have been made over the last year or so from Ben Bernanke, from Charles Bullard, from Tim Geithner, from other analysts who look at the economy as a real rough 2014 and 2015. Herculean growth comes from the National Association for Business Economics, which is forecasting a stellar year in 2014. And so you can look at the economy and you can listen to the people who have a vested interest. I'd call it more of a bias. It's kind of the same thing as people who want to misdirect you into believing something, no matter what the belief is. They'll get you on their side of the trade to believe what they've got to share with you because it's in their best interest. So we call those a bias. And it is not advantageous for an economy to go upside down. It is an advantage to realize that you can't fix quantitative easing by printing more money. You can't get out of debt any faster by using your credit cards to pay each other off. You can't take your MasterCard to pay off your Visa. You can't use your Discover card to make your mortgage payments. Eventually, all of that comes home to roost. And when it does, you've got to be in a position to pay the bills or the debts off. Now, it's a real problem when somebody or something loses all of its equity value. It could be your life savings, and you may have been working for Enron right up to the day that they threw everybody out. If you'd realized a few months earlier that the writing was on the wall, you'd have sold your stock and you would be liquid and you'd have assets versus the people who were there that got the pink slips that lost all of their savings. And so whether it's a Bernie Madoff, whether it was the corporate executives at Enron, the information that was being shared out there was bad information. Just like when Greece was accepted into the European Union and they cooked the books. I can tell you, closer to home, people who reach into the safe and take out the product will misdirect law enforcement to get them to believe one thing when truly there's another story. Now, that having been said, coins have a stellar value. Currency trades in a marketplace. A $500 Republic of Texas piece of currency can command $15,000 or more. Finding them can be rather difficult. The bonds, coupons weren't clipped. There's so many different ways to approach the coin community. And so whether you're somebody who's looking to move a few $100s around or maybe $10,000 or $20,000, maybe you're at that place where you've got millions to consider. Folks, this is the time to consider it. And while just under 16,000 in the Dow Jones average may be not quite the top, are you at a place where you're ready to lose 30 or 40% of your net worth? Are you ready to see a stock market correction? There's lots of great stories about early investors into a company, or there's a story out, I didn't really read much of it, but a penny stock trader that 3 years ago started with $1,500 and today it's $1 million. Well, how much value has the dollar lost over the 3 years? That would be question one. How did he manage to get the inside track? That would be question two. And so what I'm going to tell you is that that's a portion of your portfolio that is not related to what I want to focus in on. I want to tell you that there's a portion of your portfolio that requires some additional protection from those countries, those central bankers, those politicians that are out cooking the books. Paul Ryan was on the Republican ticket with Mitt Romney. And while he is one of those that stands out in front of a budget and high finance, the more he puts on the table, the more people question what really is the motive or what's going on out there. And Patty Murray's on plenty of different subcommittees, but the bottom line is that of the 11,000 pages that make up that plan, it stays confusing and it stays alarming. And so I just want to make this really simple for you. I collect all types of coins. I've got lots of copper. I've got lots of nickel coins. I've got dimes, quarters, and half dollars. There are silver dollars out there. And whether you're buying silver in its scrap form, maybe you bought a bunch of collectibles. I've got 5 plates right now that have a theme from a private mint that is built around the bicentennial. Basically, they're worth their silver value and they come in nice boxes. And if you're still looking for something for Christmas, you should call the Gold Exchange, 281-548-2646. If you're outside of the Houston market, 877-705-2646. Hit option 0. That way you get a live voice. You don't have to worry about getting trapped in the phone system. Now, you can email me your questions, your comments, your concerns, other ideas, other offers that you've been getting on other material. That's Brett, B-R-E-T-T, at thegoldexchange.net. This is the time, I keep saying it, it sounds rather cliche, and I don't mean for it to. You can invest in a lot of different areas of the market. And there are some great coins that are going to be offered over the next 30 days. You can look at a collection of early half dollars and dollars, coins that commanded, I'm trying to find the low side of this collection. The cheapest coin in this sale was $381,875. It was for a $17.97 with a variety that was graded by NGC. The most expensive coin in this accumulation is a 1796 quarter, which I've talked about numerous times, $1.527 million. Now, you're saying, Brett, I don't have that kind of money to spend. And all I'm going to tell you is that the important point is that all of those pieces sold. That's what mattered. And when I look at modern silver commemorative coins, I can tell you that the 65 different coins that were struck from 1983 through 2013 with the Girl Scout silver dollar, those coins you could buy in Mint State 69 and spend just under $5,000 for the 65 pieces. And that's the kind of coins that there are companies out representing. For the same $5,000, I would rather own a $20 gold coin that was minted in the Type 2 era of 1866 to 1876. It's an NGC graded piece, and there's several of them. There's multiple coins that qualify for it. So you either get 65 ounces, basically, of brand new minted silver coins, or you buy one really rare older coin. I personally like the older coin. I like the rarity. I love the history. New coins are absolutely preserved and encapsulated US Mint, so they're supposed to be perfect. The fact that some of them grade 67 or 68 means that there was some lint on the coin, and that's a rarity. That's a real rare coin. I want older coins. I want to establish rarity. And whether you like Liberty nickels or Shield nickels, or you like half dimes or seated dimes or barber dimes, Mercury dimes, there's so many different ways to own gold and silver in the US coin market. Now, if you're going to spend more than $100,000, then you get to NGC or PCGS graded material and you build a portfolio around a third, a third, and a third. A third of that money is going to go into the cheapest product that you can own. And that may be a mix of gold, silver, and platinum. I love all the metals. Silver offers more upside on a percentage basis. From a rarity standpoint, there's lots of different ways to play that game. And so whether you're looking for Carson City minted Morgan silver dollars, or you're looking for a trade dollar or a seated dollar, maybe you want the early dollars, there's a lot of different ways to go through this. The benefit you get from a grading company is the authenticity. Something that you can't really debate. You can, and dealers do it all the time, because there's coins that just make a grade and coins that just miss the next grade. Unlike people, coins, when they're authenticated, you know what their value is going to be at the low side. Unlike people who will deceive you and just tell you what you want to hear. So the difference is that with 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 dealers around the nation, you can get as many opinions about coins as there are. But there are coins that are the low end of a grade, and you're going to buy those at the cheap number. There are coins at the high end of the grade, you're going to pay more for them. It doesn't mean that the higher priced coin is a ripoff. And that's the biggest misnomer that people have out there. In a fire sale, you're going to get fired. You're going to end up losing money, and that's what I try to prohibit and limit. Yes, you can look on an online auction. Yes, you can price an 1876 San Francisco $20 gold piece and realize that the highest end coin, the one that should probably be in a Mint State 62 holder, is going to command $4,500. You can also go to the low grade Mint State 61 and pick them up for $3,000. It doesn't mean that the $3,000 is a better deal, because the one that's $3,000 will never be a Mint State 62, and the one that's probably closer to $4,000 or $4,500 may not only go to 62, with a little bit of luck, maybe it becomes 63. That's the subjectivity of the coins. For me, it's about owning different types of coins in multiple qualities so that you come off with the appearance of collecting, not just being a hoarder. Okay? So I want to talk, I want to discuss, I want to make sure that you understand why we do the things that we do. Now, you can also buy the Proof 69 silver commemoratives, the modern coins, once again, 1983 through 2013. There are 61 of those pieces. You're going to spend just under $3,500 to do that. Now, those are cash prices, so send a wire, use your credit card. That's a different charge because it takes a little bit more effort to get them done. But ultimately, we price as though you're going to write us a check or send us a wire. That's just the way it is, folks. Now, I can charge more, but then I shot myself out of the market. I don't want to do that either. There's a reason to get involved and own different types of coins. That's the benefit to you. For me, it's about building a relationship with somebody over time, building a solid foundation, something that you'd want to own and pass on, or you pass it on when the market economy dictates it's time to sell. Folks, this is the time to be buying, not selling. And if you're selling, look at the prices that people obtain. I know of a transaction that occurred recently on a total of 9 items. They were sold at 20 cents on the dollar. Now, obviously, somebody who's educated, who understands, who's been around the industry, if they sell at those kinds of discounts, odds are it wasn't theirs in the first place. And that's why gold dealers, that's why all these gold buying shops that popped up are now shutting down, because A, everyone sold their broken gold, but B, the liability of being involved in an industry or a market where people can fence their product. It's part of the reason why pawn shops charge what they do. They get away with it, and they do it all the time. Anyway, if you got questions, please call the store 281-548-2646. Email me, brett@thegoldexchange.net. You can visit themeltdown.com, click on the links page, and that will send you into a myriad of other sites with more information so that you get a clear, concise, and logical approach to building a portfolio. Anyway, folks, I never get off air without talking about Texas Children's Hospital, the Downs Clinic, and the Ronald McDonald House. Both very important to me. My son Jason has mild Downs. If you're looking for a group or an organization to provide a tithe or an offering to, at themeltdown.com, click on the donation link for the Downs Clinic. Please, the information, your name, address, city, state, zip, all provided. Literally, we get to a place where the information you provide is all anonymous for me. You'll get your receipt for the taxable donation write-off, but ultimately, you support the Myers Center, which Dr. Ostermeyer and her staff deal with all forms of disability for children. No longer at the Fannin campus. They're just a little bit south now, probably 5 minutes. The Ronald McDonald House at Texas Children's, 4th floor, 20 rooms, 40 to 60, maybe 80 people an evening. If you can provide a tithe or an offering or even a hot meal, please call Nancy Allen and her staff. That's 832-824-8600, 832-824-8600. Please tell them you heard about them at themeltdown.com. Folks, I appreciate you tuning in. Lots to continue doing today. God bless you. Thanks for listening. I'll see you tomorrow morning at about 9:30. Have a great day. We'll see you then.